In this video, we're going to be identifying 3D objects. You can see here on the Start Thinking, it says to us, look at this group of objects, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Copy each object onto paper and cut them out. We're obviously not going to do that. Sort the objects into two different groups explaining how you have chosen to do so. What we're going to do is put a little dotted line separating out two groups here. On the left-hand side of the line, we have one group. On the right-hand side of the line, we have another group. If we look at those that are on the left-hand side, and I'm going to use a highlighter with this, the ends of the shape, so the first shape A, the end is a triangle. If I look at the other end of the shape, it also is a triangle. Those two ends are the same. If I look at shape B, the end of shape B is a square, and right at the other end of that shape there is another square. The two ends are the same shape. Now if we look at shape C, if you look at shape C, you'll see there is an end there. Counting the sides around that shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is an octagon. Looking at that shape, at the other end, you can see the other end is also an octagon. So the two ends of each of those three shapes were the same. In fact, if I'd have cut, say, the shape A through here, the two ends across that cut would also have been triangles. Now, if we look at D, E, and F, each of them have a bottom, a base, and each of them finish at a point or an apex, which I've just marked in green. A prism is a three-dimensional 3D object with ends that are matching polygons. They are the shapes to the left. A prism has ends of matching polygons. When we have a shape that finishes with the point, then they're the shapes to the right. Those shapes are pyramids. So to summarize what we have just learnt, a prism is an object with ends that are matching polygons. A pyramid is similar, but one end finishes in a point. A 3D object that contains only polygons is called a polyhedron. A polyhedron does not have to be either a prism or a pyramid. All polyhedra have flat faces, straight edges, vertices. The singular of that is vertex. Vertices are just corners. A face is one of the flat shapes that make up the side of an object. With the cube that is drawn for us, we can see In green, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices. If we looked in yellow, we can see that there is 1 face on top, 1 face on the bottom, 1 face on the side, 1 face on the side, 1 face on the back, 1 face on the front. There are 6 faces. Each of the vertices are made up by a meeting point of 3 edges. A cylinder is a shape that has circular ends like that. It is not a polyhedra. Why? Because it's not made up of vertices. It doesn't have flat faces. It has 2 flat faces at each end, but the rest of the shape around the central part is curved. There are no vertices. Here we have some different shapes. We have a triangular prism. It's called triangular because its ends are triangles. A square prism or a cube because its ends are squares. A pentagonal prism because its ends are pentagons. A rectangular prism because not all side lengths are the same. Hexagonal prism because its ends are hexagons, and octagonal prism because its ends are octagons. Here are some different pyramids. A triangular pyramid, it's called triangular because its base is a triangle, and here's its vertex. A square pyramid because its base is a square and the top is a vertex. A pentagonal pyramid because the base is a pentagon and there is a vertex. Hexagonal pyramid because the base is a hexagon and there is a vertex. In this example, we're asked to classify this object as either a pyramid or a prism. We can see there is a base, and opposite that base it finishes in an apex, a point, so it is a pyramid. Now we're asked to name this shape. We can see that the 2 ends are the same shape, so we know for a start this is going to be a prism, and the name of the prism will depend on the type of shape that is at the end. So counting the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The end is in the shape of a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides. So we write it as hexagonal prism.